Hi, and welcome back to this week's edition of Hawk Talk. I'm Colter Hickok.
I'm Mackenzie Grubbs.
And as you can see, we're kind of in our Christmas attire, so I think this means it's our Christmas episode.
Yes.
And right now, we are in the studio, but we're actually going to head back to the DSU Heritage Foundation with Alicia Erickson for more information about YULETYME. And we're back here at the DSU Heritage Foundation house. I mean, we've got a brand new guest, so please introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, and what do you do here at DSU?
Okay, well, I am Alicia Erickson, the Director of Alumni Relations here at the DSU Heritage Foundation, and I am a proud Dickinson State alum.
Where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Dagmar, Montana. I'll give you $100 if you tell me where that's at.
No, but I was going to rub it in Kenzie's face that we finally got another Montana person on.
We've had a lot of Wyoming.
Okay, well, it's about probably 25 miles south of the Canadian border and about 9 miles to the west of the Montana-North Dakota border. So it's way up in the northwest corner, or northeast corner of the state.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The more you know.
The more you know. So tell us about your involvement with YULETYME so far.
Okay, YULETYME is probably one of my favorite events at Dickinson State. The thing that I love about it is it's usually a big party that we get to throw for some of our donors and alumni. My involvement with it this year has been helping get some of the prizes ready, word out about the event itself, as it's been ever changing, and just kind of more of behind the scenes with like the auction booklet and soliciting homes, all of that kind of stuff.
All right. So how has it changed? Like, how's the transition been going to an online?
It's been interesting. That's about a lot of the, that's the key word, is interesting for 2020. It's been a little challenging at times. When we originally met back in May, we decided we were going to go with the best solution that would keep all of our guests safe. So we originally thought, okay, we'll go back to an old formula of host homes. That way we have a nice small group. It'll all work out. We'll do the online auction, everything. And then with recent developments, we did have to change it. And so everything is virtually online this year, which is going to make it interesting because it allows our guests to remain safe. It allows our student workers as well as our employees to remain safe. But I feel bad for people because they're not able to have the party that we're used to having. There is no live band. Like the front fenders who have been with us for the last 5 years are not able to play. Our decorator, Dodie Moss of Found Events out of Hazen, North Dakota, is not able to decorate and transform the whole BAC. Sodexo Food Service from campus is not able to showcase the food from the 1960s. So those key pieces make my heart ache, knowing that we're not able to support them this time of year. But we're going to do the best that we can, and our overall goal still remains the same. We are raising dollars for students.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot that goes into it.
That is so much. I think it's our question still.
Yes, it is. So you talked about like you help get all the items together. So what's like the process of doing that?
Really, we get the word out. We have a committee. Our committee will meet like once a month until September, and then we start meeting every other week. And we just find different people to solicit donations from. This year, our student workers like Colter and Hunter did a lot of the work going around to some of the local businesses and asking them for donations. We solicit some of our donors from previous years, friends that we have that make something unique. For me, I try to go out after the people that are great bakers and make desserts, because those are items that people enjoy having and eating on the spot. So just kind of coming up with a list, and we just kind of work that list. And this year we worked it where we have over 140 auction items, which is really cool.
That is amazing, actually.
I mean, even behind us right now, we have so many, like right now as our prizes, I mean, we have $100 raffle tickets, but I want to ask you, what is your favorite auction item that we have in the house right now?
Oh, in the house?
In the house, or it doesn't necessarily have to be in the house, but in the auction.
Okay, well, we have a couple. I have to give a shout out to Barb Opgard from Beach.
I love Barb.
She does a lot for
The football
Dickinson
team.
State.
Oh, I love Barb so much.
Everyone knows that Barb likes to bake and cook. She actually called this morning, and her auction item was going to be a dessert. Well, not just one dessert. She's going to do a dessert a month for the next 6 months. So
Barb, you sweet lady.
yes. So those kind of surprises like that, where the donor decides to change up what they're originally giving, is what this whole thing is about. She's like, whatever we can do to try to get more money. Another auction item I love is, and part of that is because of the history of it, is the bar that our executive director, Ty Orton, made. Just because it showcases DSU's tradition and the history, and knowing like the legacy of the coaches that stood around that bar when it was in the basement of Pat and Carolyn Blake's home. That in itself makes me wish I had space for it, because it's just a cool item. Who wouldn't want something branded with DSU in their home?
Trace was eyeballing it pretty hard.
Yeah.
So, this is kind of the question that you brought to the table when we were asking about questions, but in your experience, how have you seen YULETYME change?
Oh, I will say a lot of people will remember it from the host homes, as well as not having like a real live band, and not having like a professional decorator come in and decorate the space. So over time, we've kind of transformed it into making it more like a gala, adding like the downstairs effect where it's like a private club. I think we've gotten really good at throwing parties, and I think that's what attracts a lot of people. The past couple years, we've had sold out crowds, and we keep having to find more space. Last year was like 232 individuals that bought tickets for the event, and we're like, where are we going to put them all? So we transformed the traditional storage closet into a dining room. So doing things like that is kind of what makes the event so much fun. Because we know that they're all there for the same reason. They're there to have a good time, but they're also there to support Dickinson State. And we wouldn't be able to do this without our community members and our alumni.
Absolutely. So we also kind of talked about this earlier.
Yep.
And you talked about all the changes that have came with being online.
Yep.
But what for you is going to be the piece that you miss most about being in person?
Oh, definitely the people. I'm going to miss seeing everybody get all dressed up for the evening. And you see them right as they walk in the door. There's women that will buy a special dress or an evening gown for the event. Men that you usually don't see get dressed up for the evening. What has kind of changed over the years is we got away from the countries, and we have actually went with decades. So last year, our theme was Greece in the 1950s. So seeing people getting dressed up and just having fun is what I'm going to miss most. The dance moves, I think, is also the other thing. Every year, there's at least one of our student workers that discloses a hidden singing talent or being able to play the cowbell, which is something I would have never have guessed. And it's always one of the ones that's a little bit more shy, a little bit more quiet, and I don't know, with the front fenders, like, it unleashes their inner talent. So I'm sure that would have been Hunter this year.
So, I mean, I've got this in my hand, but just for people who don't know, what is the theme of Yuletime this year?
This year is the 1960s, and the theme was chosen. We were looking at like an old Hollywood glam, lights, camera, action, and our theme was chosen before everything that happened. And so it's really crazy to think how how the two kind of go hand in hand. But I think the 1960s, there's so much rich tradition from that time period, so much change that occurred in America. We're experiencing that change now. And so I think it's important for us to look back on our history and be thankful for where we are at today. Despite having to wear masks, despite having to social distance, we're just going to be in a better place, say from a year from now.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully a year from now, we'll be able to celebrate the 1970s back in person, back at the Henry Bijou Activity Center, and everyone will have a blast.
So, I mean, the various Yuletimes that you've been a part of, like, what's your favorite Yuletime memory?
Oh, probably the 1920s. That was the first year that we went with a totally different theme. We got away from the countries. We had a speakeasy downstairs. Everybody got all dressed up, and everybody was so complimentary to each other, thanking each other. Everybody had such a great time that evening. So that's probably one of my favorite memories, is when we changed it from the countries to the decades.
Perfect.
Okay, so you are kind of the DSU trivia buff, but Colter and I thought of a few questions for you.
Okay, I can't wait.
You did give us this list, but Kenzie and I
Yeah.
kind of wrote in some questions.
Okay.
Yeah, we wrote
May or may
in-
not know the
We
answer
wrote
to.
in most of the questions.
Okay.
But a few of them are your questions.
Okay,
Okay, what was the first program at Dickinson State?
teacher education,
What was the name of the high school located on campus?
Model High.
The first former Blue Hawk went on and became a huge hit in the Canadian Football League, playing for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. He helped win 3 Grey Cups with the Bombers and went on to become a commentator for the CFL.
Mr. Chris Walby.
Yes. Okay. Dr. Dragseth has been employed through DSU for how many years?
31.
Yes. What was the first building on campus?
It was, most will say May Hall, but it's not May Hall. It was actually the power plant.
Correct. Who was the very first president of DSU?
Mr. Samuel T. May.
Yes. Who is the library named after?
Matilda Stockson.
Is her name Matilda? I thought it was Dorothy.
No, Dorothy Stickney Auditorium.
That's what it is.
Okay.
See, I knew it was Stockton, but I thought it was Dorothy.
What type of dorm was DeLong when it first opened?
It's co-ed. Was it an all-girls dorm?
Mhm.
Okay.
Who was the original Hawk Talk host?
Mr. Nate Easton.
No.
Oh.
No.
It wasn't?
It's actually Watson.
Yeah,
Jason
Watson
Watson.
actually started it.
I had no idea.
Yep. This is highly controversial stuff, but
Very highly
every time I talk to him about Hawk Talk, he's like, I started that. This is just when they were at Players, and then he was interviewing the coaches, so it all started with Jason Watson.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
You guys stumped me. You got me.
Okay. Who was the all-time winningest coach at DSU?
Oh, one of my favorites, Coach Bijou, who comes in every day for coffee.
That is
Yes.
true.
True. All right. So you only missed the
You
one.
only missed the one.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for bringing us Hawk Talk each and every week, and for all that you do for DSU.
Thank you for
Thank
all
you.
that you do.
Thank you for all the stuff that you do. I mean, you are just one of the great leaders that DSU has probably ever seen.
Yes.
Great alumni. So thank you very much for being a part of the DSU Heritage Foundation and being a part of our Hawk Talk show now.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the studio. Thank you, Alicia, for that interview.
And now we're going to take you to a video that demonstrates why scholarships are so important to our students here at DSU.
Scholarship has, definitely alleviated my parents of like financial struggles and everything. So that's why I'm really thankful for DSU and all they have to offer for me. It's definitely given me another gateway to access other resources I need for school and give me some extra help in that field.
My dad started working in the oil field when I was in high school, so I actually graduated up here in South Hart, North Dakota. I've been here for almost 7 years, and I just decided to stay up here and come to DSU, just because they offered me so many scholarships. They gave me an ease of mind. Having those scholarships allowed me to not have to work as much, nor my dad and my mom have to worry about giving me more money than necessary. I was able to just give all of my attention to school and music, as well as make new friends and join other clubs on campus, such as NAFME and Ag Club and Crew, and just be a part of the campus and the community.
I decided my junior year of high school I wanted to run cross country in college, and I had a family friend whose son ran over here, and so I found it through him, and then I met the team and I decided. I made a big decision my senior year that I wanted to graduate my bachelor's degree completely debt-free, and so scholarships were a big part of that, and I put a lot of work into that. And without these scholarships, I would not be able to even think of any options of pursuing a master's without it financially.
DSU means a lot to me. We had a talk a couple weeks back with Coach Thier about DSU football and just the whole DSU community and how it saved him. And I'm basically in that same boat. DSU saved my life. I thought I was done with football in school and I was going to pick up a 9-to-5 and just call it there, but Coach Stant gave me a call, gave me an opportunity to come here and play football, and DSU means that much to me. It saved my life.
DSU means home. For the past few years, I had a really rough time with my mental health and my depression, and I was probably at the lowest I'd been in my whole life, and I had a community and a surrounding of professors and students who were there for me and were constantly supporting me, and they were the ones that got me through this, and it's made me who I am today, and I've gotten here because of them and because of this school.
To me, DSU means unlimited potential. Even without knowing where I'm going to go in my future career, I know that I have staff and friends and a support system that's going to help me figure out my options.
Hey everybody, it's Colter Hickok and Hunter Flynn from the DSU Heritage Foundation. You've heard our students' stories and how impactful our scholarship dollars go to them are.
And we just wanted to say, once again, thank you for your generous donation to DSU and the students here. And we wanted to wish you a happy holidays. And remember,
Hawks are up. And we're back. I would just like to personally say thank you to all those awesome students. Those stories are truly awesome. And Kenzie and I will be right back for the recap right after this. And we're back for the recap. And as you can see, we gained an elf, our pretty much most frequent flyer we've ever had on Hawk Talk. So, Hunter, what happened this weekend?
So let's start off with some wrestling. Wrestling, they had a bunch of action.
They won over Oklahoma Wesleyan 29-10. And then I know their conference is one of the most competitive here in the nation. So they fell to Graceland 26-25 in a tiebreaker. So that's if they're competing with Graceland, that's pretty amazing. And then they lost against Missouri Valley, also a very tough team, 43-9. Lost against William Penn, 36-20. And they're going to take a break, kind of just like every other sport in the North Star, and they will wrestle again January 6th in Rapid City.
Well, all right.
All right.
Kenzie, what about basketball?
For basketball, there was a JV game yesterday, and you can find those results on the DSU Blue Hawk website. And they were supposed to have games Friday and Saturday, but they were both postponed. So their games against Mayville and Presentation both got postponed till later date. We don't know when.
You can figure that information out on the DSU Blue Hawk site. I haven't mentioned the DSU Blue Hawk site in a while, so I'm back to saying it. Find that information on the DSU Blue Hawk site.
All right, Colter, what about football?
And football just came out with their all-conference lists. So all of the North Star got together and they voted. We had 18 Blue Hawks on for the first team, second team, and honorable mention. So congrats to all of them. I would say all their names, but that would take too long. And then we had Coach Pete Stanton. He is the 5-time Coach of the Year for the North Star. So congrats to him. He's the coach of the 6-time, or no, this is the only team that's been in 6 times undefeated.
Yes.
So that's crazy. I mean, I'm super happy to be a part of this team. It's super awesome. And then we had Jarrett Lee. Jarrett Lee was the Offensive Player of the Year for the whole North Star. So congrats to him. All of his success here. He had a great career. That's all I got to say.
For sure.
Definitely.
So then it's also YULETYME. YULETYME is December 12th. So that is going to be very soon. So Hunter, what's going on with YULETYME right now?
So YULETYME, I'm sure you guys have heard about it by now, but YULETYME is our biggest annual fundraiser for student scholarships, so that would be us, right? So we really appreciate everything that the DSU Heritage Foundation does for us. They provide scholarships for every department on campus, and this YULETYME event is a huge part of that. We have a goal of $40,000 from the auction and the raffle, and that will get divided up to every program. Every program on campus will get a scholarship from that, and it'll be a specific YULETYME scholarship. So it's a really big event. We have a silent auction, and then we have a few items that will be kind of live on Saturday night. That'll be kind of our bigger auction items. And there's also the raffle that you can buy some tickets for, and there's some really great prizes for that. So it's a very exciting time at the Heritage Foundation.
And a little birdie told Hunter and I today that we now have 150 items on our Qtego site. That was our overall goal. So Hunter and I are happy to have actually done that for the Heritage Foundation.
Good job, guys.
Yep, for sure. We've been spending the last probably month and a half gathering items from the community. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who donated to YULETYME. We've had, countless businesses and community members donate. And it's been a really tough year for everybody. We're almost done with 2020, but
yes,
we're still in it. So I just want to say thank you for everybody that donated, even though these times are really tough. And it really shows the generosity of this community and the university that they really have worked together to support us and support YULETYME and DSU. So I think it's been a really great showing of how great Dickinson is.
Could have said it better myself. So, Kenzie, what's our Twitter and Instagram? Because I think I forgot, but I think you might remember.
Oh, God.
If not, I really didn't forget.
I know you didn't forget.
Because
DSU Heritage Fund is the Twitter, and then the Instagram is DSU
Foundation.
DSU Foundation.
And if you forget, it's right there. So that's actually kind of cool.
Yes.
So, and then we have got our Qtego site. I know Trace put it up last week as a QR code, but if not, it is www.qtego.net/glink, or is that QLink? That's QLink. So it's qtego.net/QLink/Dickinson State. And we can also put a QR code up as well. Trace, you good? Got it?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So,
all right.
as it is our Christmas episode, we just want to say happy holidays. Thank you for all who watch. Thank you to all the fans. Thank you to the DSU Heritage Foundation. Thank you to Consolidated Channel 18. Without you, we couldn't do this. So thank you to all of you.
All right, and with that, Hawks are up.